During the pandemic, kids spend almost 8 hours a day on their screens, according to the Journal of the American Medical Association, and that can negatively impact mental and physical health and even contribute to obesity.
Yeah, many parents know it can be a real struggle dragging their kids away from their screens. So parenting editor and expert Bethany Braun-Silva joins us with 5 fun ways to get the kiddos away from the screen and get them moving. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So you tell us that February is American Heart Month, and it's a good time to get kids moving. How so?
Well, I mean, I think one of the best and most effective ways to sort of model health as a family is just to take a walk outside. Studies show that all you need is just about 10 minutes to get your heart pumping. I mean, it lowers cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure. And if you're having a hard time figuring out how you're going to sneak in this walk throughout your day, I suggest adding it on to times when you're already outside. Maybe take the long way home when you're picking up the kids from school. Walk around the block several times while you're running errands before you get to your destination. And if you have younger kids, make it a game. Play I Spy. I mean, we live in New York City. There's tons of things to check out during a walk with your family. And this is definitely one habit worth creating and sticking to.
But then, as you mentioned, New York City, we have those cold and rainy days that pop up. What do you do when going outside is just not an option?
You know, I think New York parents are probably the best at, figuring out what their kids are going to do inside. I live in an apartment here in Manhattan, so for the last couple of years, it's definitely been a challenge. But what I suggest is a trampoline. Ooh. There are lots of online retailers that make kid-sized trampolines. We bought one for our sons, almost a year ago now. It's a great way for kids to jump and get active, get that heart rate going, get their blood pumping when they can't get outside. Maybe they even break a sweat. My boys love to make up games on the trampoline, and I have to admit that I've probably jumped on it a few times myself when I've been feeling a bit stir crazy. It's great. It's great.
All right, so you say next also suggest a fun fitness tracker with the kids?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love, closing my rings and counting my steps. And my boys saw that when we talk about modeling healthy habits. So they saw that and they wanted one for themselves. And one of my favorite smartwatches for kids is the Moochie smartwatch. Kids can, of course, track their steps. It is a fitness tracker. They can set goals that are really easy to achieve, and they can feel really good when they do achieve them. And of course, as a bonus for parents, it has all that GPS tracking capabilities and texting and calling, and no Wi-Fi, so they can't, search the internet or anything like that.
So let's talk about music. I think music is always helpful, a way to kind of get kids going, get their bodies moving, and a little distracted too, right?
Absolutely. I love playing music for my family. I mean, we can't help ourselves. I mean, it's a great song that we love. We'll just have to get up and dance and move, on those days when maybe we're stuck inside. So music has been shown to elevate mood. Of course, if we're feeling good, we're more likely to maintain that activity. And as a trick, I also play songs for my boys in the morning on those especially difficult days when they don't want to get up and get out of school. I have a feeling next Monday, after this week off, is going to be one of those days. So I blast it a little louder than maybe I should, but they can't help but smile and get up and get at them.
So you've given us a couple of examples, but how do you really transition to turning screen time where they're used to watching like a favorite program into physical fitness time?
I talk a lot about tech and kids, and parents are constantly questioning, like, is it too much screen time? I know you were mentioning that before. I think the best way to use technology is really to make it work for you. You're not going to be able to get rid of the tablets. You're not going to be able to get rid of the iPads. But if you are downloading apps like Go Noodle or Lazy Monster, these are apps that encourage physical activity. They encourage kids to dance, to get up, to get moving. We found Go Noodle because my son's teacher was using it here in New York City in the public schools. They were, when they couldn't, maybe get all that recess, they were in their seats or standing at their desks rather, dancing and playing, and it's so great. I love it. And Lazy Monster it has for the whole family 7-minute effective workout. So this is something that you guys can do together. It's a great way to model those healthy habits and have fun in the process.
Yeah, no question about that. Bethany, thanks so much for these tips. This is some good things to hear and to be reminded about too, of different ways to do things.
Oh, thank you so much. I love being here with you guys.
All right, take care.